Okay, guys, I got another diesel heater. This will be the fourth one. So we've looked at 3 of the Hcalory heaters. So I got this one off of Amazon. This is Aspligo. So I looked a little bit online and saw that you can get these on Temu and eBay and some other different places. But this one right now is on Amazon for $108. There's a $10 coupon, puts it at $98. Now, what the claim to fame is on this one? This one is a this is an unboxing, by the way. But instead of being the whole steel carriage, this is one of the more compact permanent mount style that you would put in caravans, campers, RVs, vans, trucks. Maybe if you want to mount it in a cabin, a camp, a shed, you would permanently mount it. It's not really what I would call a portable unit because you'll see. I call portable is the ones I could grab with a handle, pick up, go. It's a self-contained unit. Now, on top of this being a permanent mount one, this is, by the way, this is the instruction book. Pretty nice color, large book, very large printing, easy to read. Tells you how to hook everything up, gives you diagrams, suggestions on what to do. But yeah, the tank, this is one of the amazing things. This is 2.6 gallons. This is double what a typical hand carry portable, as I call them, unit is. This is about double. Now, out of a like a 1.3 gallon, 1.25 gallon like Hcalory unit, I tend to get somewhere in the range of depending on the heat setting, right? If you're on like the low setting, I get close to 30 hours out of a 1.25 gallon tank. So at the low setting, I would expect this to be somewhere into the 50, 60 hour range per fill, being that this is 2.6 gallons, right? Now, interesting that this is not tapped for you. I'm surprised at that. So there's something in here. Okay. So we got to fish that out of there. They got a bag in here. And, okay, there's your bung that you're going to end up installing into this tank. So that's really odd that they didn't do that for you. So you're going to end up having to drill your hole and put that in. Let's go ahead and flip this bad boy out of here. I'm trying to keep this fairly quick. This is your accessory box. Come on, baby. Tight box. All right, and then here is your heater. Now, let's throw this box over here for a second. Now, again, the claim to fame thing, right? This has dual brushless motors and what they're calling a silent fuel pump or a quiet fuel pump compared to standard. So we're going to do another video. We'll get this all set up and we'll test it out. It's fairly heavy, fairly meaty. But when you open up one of the portable ones, this is what's mounted in that steel box or that plastic like Pelican style case. This is essentially mounted inside the box with a tank mounted, beside it in the box, and then you have your pump and your other accessories are mounted in that portable box. That's why I say this is not a portable. This is one that I would say you're going to mount onto the wall in your camper, van, whatever, work van. But that's how I see this one being used. In your accessory box, as you already see here, we have our wiring harness. Okay, so here's your battery terminal ends to hook to whatever your 12-volt source is. And let's see here, this is your heat out. This would be your intake for the burner side, by the way. This would be the intake for the burner side that you would put your air filter on. This is your exhaust pipe. This is where the muffler goes. Okay, they give you a length of tubing for running from your pump to your unit. Okay, we have a mounting plate here And this mounting plate could be used for mounting this onto a shelf that you build, or using a shelf that already exists, whatever. So you're gonna have that. Okay, this is a rubber sound dampening mount and a fuel filter. Does come with a fuel filter, which is unique compared to a lot of them. But this is the fuel filter that, or the fuel pump mount that's rubber to dampen. So you can see it's squeezy, squashy, dampens the vibration of the pump. This is your intake filter baffle right there. Right here, you see all of your clamps. Now these are actually much higher quality clamps than what I'm used to seeing. That's nice. Okay, we have a muffler, stainless steel muffler with a mounting bracket there, and it's got a little cellophane. That blue is a cellophane you'll peel off. It's just a basic silver basic muffler. There's a better muffler. I'll put a link to it. You can buy the better muffler on Amazon. It's a little bit more of a rectangle, looks almost like an automotive style muffler. This is our fuel pump, and let's see here. It's stamped into here is ZC-12V-22 milliliter. So it's a 22 milliliter per stroke pump. Okay, so in your wiring harness, let's see, you have the black cable right here is for the fuel pump. You do have a fuse. It comes pre-fused, and you have a spare fuse that comes with it. And then you have the main power connection to the unit. Set this over here. This is your remote LCD. So your LCD control is not necessarily on or near the box. You can remote mount this. You could also cut the wires and remote mount it even further away if you wanted to, which would give you, like say in a work van, you can have this towards the dashboard somewhere that it's accessible to you, that you can control the fan speed and the oil speed that's labeled on the connector or on the box display. You also have a remote control and some 3M double-sided tape to be able to mount stuff. So that's everything that you get with the Aspligo. So great for permanent mounting into various types of, like, camper, motorhome, van, boat, a shed or a workshop. But I don't see this design as being a portable. This is more of a mount it and forget it type. Large 2.6 gallon tank. This and possibly the brushless motor design with the quiet pump could be the star of the show. The much longer time between fuel. Say you had your shop and you wanted to run this 48 hours on low and then refill it and get 48 hours again on low, maybe 50 hours on low. That would be determined. You'd have to set it up and figure that out. But that big fuel pump is really interesting because, you know, when you have the 1.2, 1.3 gallon tank, you do tend to have to go, you know, maintain that, be a lot more religious with your maintenance of your fuel levels, right? So Aspligo, they claim that with the brushless motor design of this, that not this one, a standard typical diesel heater has somewhere in the neighborhood of a 3-year average lifespan before you end up with fan issues, motor issues. They claim 5+ years expected service life out of this sealed brushless motor system. So the design intent on this is low noise, brushless motors, quiet fuel, right? Now, the one thing about this that I like a little bit less, I wish this came with a 110 volt to 12 volt converter. It does not come with that. So, you know, when you're plugging this in, you got to get to 12 volts somehow, whether you want to use a battery and a float charger, whether you want to buy or put together your own 110 volt to 12 volt system, you could do that. But you're not going to be able to say, go buy an Hcalory 110 volt to 12 volt and plug it in, because this doesn't have that. This has a very unique plug compared to Hcalory. But yeah, imagine this. You're going to mount this, you know, onto your shelf. You're going to use your steel mount plate to do it. you're going to run your exhaust out through a wall, or you know, however you're going to get rid of your exhaust, you got to get it out of your human occupied area, or you'll die. This is your inlet for your burner. This has nothing to do with the air inside the cabin. So this could be outside. It could be inside. If it's inside, the reason a lot of people like to run this outside as well as this outside. The exhaust you have to, or you're going to die. The intake, you want to mount it outside, because if something were to happen and it does a flame out, there are times that you can end up backfeeding a bunch of white smoke, diesel fumes, and noxious, aerated content that, again, gets to the point where it can kill you. So it's safer to get this outside if you can, right? Not necessarily a must, but a recommended by most, right? This heat tube, this is a 3-inch, which is a standard 3-inch, which is kind of cool because you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere like that, your local hardware store. You can buy 3-inch. They do sell, you can get it on Amazon as well, but they make insulated dryer vent 3-inch. So you can run this potentially longer, put this, say, towards the back of your RV, but plumb your 3-inch insulated line up to the front, to the middle, wherever you want. You can buy Y splitters. There's different things that you can do to distribute the air over your area that you're trying, whether it's a vehicle or a building. You have those options. Again, you can remote mount the control panel. You can cut and solder in and extend wires. You have a lot of options there. It comes with everything that you need, other than the battery and the battery charging source. So this is the Aspligo, and we'll play around. We'll get this thing set up. We'll get it tested, and we'll compare it to, I'll give you my opinion compared to the Hcalory units that I have. I have 3 of those. If you check out my other videos, you'll see that. But I will put links to everything in the description, including I'll put links to the Hcalory units also, just to be fair with them. But this is an interesting one, and I think where this one's going to go, if you look at my videos, you'll see I have a 24 by 12 shed, and I think this is going to end up getting permanently mounted into that shed, and that way it won't really take up space, because right now I set the Hcalory on a counter. This, I'll build a small shelf, I'll permanently mount it, I'll permanently mount the fuel cell, and I'll have this with a battery charger on a LifePo 4 battery. I have a bunch of those here, and I'll be able to use this in there and monitor fuel a lot less religiously, as I said, and be able to use this to keep my little shed workshop area up at my hunting camp a lot more tolerable in the winter. So hey guys, thank you. Check out some of my other videos. Check out the links in the description, and do me a favor, like and subscribe. I'm trying to be quick and brief. I hope I did enough for you here, but that's it, man. Thank you.